The Atlanta Falcons were interested in acquiring a fullback for the 2018 season, a development that took a new turn following the NFL draft after the team brought in two options to compete for roster spots. Atlanta signed Nebraska's Luke McNitt and Stanford's Marx as undrafted free agents, and appear set to have the two take on an open competition for the chance to earn a position with the team. Marx proved a very capable option for the Cardinal, helping clear the way for a backfield that achieved single-game rushing totals of over 350 yards in 3 different contests, including his final 2 games as a collegian. McNitt started 4 games for the Cornhuskers over the last 2 years, but showed aggressiveness and vision at the position, and boasts a solid reputation as a pass blocker against the blitz. Both will look to supplant Derek Coleman behind center. The Falcons signed Coleman last offseason after losing fullback Patrick DeMarco. While an average blocker in the Falcons' scheme, was not the occasional playmaker that his predecessor could be. It's likely Atlanta will want to feature a more physical blocker in an effort to boost their offensive production after a season of relative declines. This offseason, he's already courted interest from the New York Jets and appears to be on the way out. Coleman was used somewhat sparingly in Atlanta's regular offensive rotation, eventually playing on 225 total snaps in the 2017 season, or 21.97% of the team's entire offensive output. But he was more involved as a member of the Falcons' special teams coverage unit, being called on 268 snaps as a specialist, 63.36%. The Falcons seem prepared for Coleman's potential departure. Early this offseason, and more than once, team decision-makers have hinted that they are interested in scouting and potentially drafting, or at least signing, another fullback to insert as an extra blocker for their tailback duo. As far as the fullback situation, we're in the process of discussing all of our spots across the board at many levels, General Manager Thomas Dimitroff said of his and head coach Dan Quinn's interest in the position. Both staffs, coaching staff and personnel staff, and we are taking a deep dive into the entire roster to make sure everyone fits into what we're doing, both on and off the field. Dan talks about the phrase that, "Look, this team in my mind and in your mind did not underachieve, right? And we talked about that. There were a lot of good football players on this team who played some very good football, and we've talked about that." Head coach Dan Quinn concurred that the team would look at this spot on the offense. "Yeah, we're going all the way through the roster right now, from coaching side, personnel side, training side, strength and conditioning," Quinn said. "It's almost like a full 360 on every player, so we're kind of right in the middle of that today. But yeah, it is at the front of our list."